Here's the main mast. We're getting it ready for putting the spinnaker up. Just as before, the white line goes all the way up to the top. That's the main halyard. And we have the jib halyard, which is on a pulley located about a third of the way down from the top. What we have added now is a red line. That's going to be the spinnaker halyard. It's added just above the blue jib halyard. And way down here, about halfway down the mast, or 2/3 of the way down the mast, we've added a yellow line here, or at least it used to be a bright yellow, to this pulley. That's the topping lift, which you'll see later. All three of the four lines on the mast are shackled here. The main halyard, the yellow topping lift, and the blue jib halyard. The only one which is not shackled there is the red halyard for the spinnaker. It's just bundled, both ends are bundled up here. And all the lines are laid out so that we won't have a lot of confusion when we put the mast in. Now we have the mast stepped in again, and the lines are all tidied up. The white line is the main halyard, and it's tied through the bottom pulley here on the starboard side, and is just tied off right here to a cleat. The new red line is the halyard for the spinnaker, and it's coming down through this block just above the halyard for the main, and it runs through this little block and comes back to its home here, which is labeled spinnaker halyard. On the port side, we've still got the jib halyard here. It's running down through this lower block at the base of the mast, and along here, and up here, and over here, and it's cleated down at its home where it's marked jib halyard. And the fourth line, a short one, is the yellow one right here. It comes down through this top block, comes across here, comes straight up, and is cleated this way. Before leaving the dock, we've got to do a few more things. One, we've attached the bag that holds the spinnaker. The spinnaker head looks like this. It's got a clip out here for the side, and another one over here on this side. This one is marked red to indicate that it goes on the port side. This one is marked green to indicate that it's going on the starboard side. And we've attached the purple line here through this, and it runs all the way up to the front where we've got it attached here, and there's a second one that runs over to the other side. These are going to be the sheets spinnaker. And we brought on board the spinnaker pole, which is right now attached to the spinnaker lift, and it has shackles on both ends that can be easily reached by using these black rings. While it's not in use, the spinnaker pole can be strapped to the mast or to the boom to keep it out of the way and to keep it from falling overboard until it's time to be used. Normally, at the time that you raise the spinnaker, the jib and the main are already raised and are moving the boat forward. Here we've got the clips, the sheets, and the halyard for the spinnaker attached. There's one important thing to take note of. The spinnaker has to fly outside or before this mainstay, the headstay. And so notice this line is coming around here to be attached to the starboard side of the spinnaker. That will ensure that when this thing flies, it will be in front of the headstay. So what we've done here is insert the spinnaker pole. It's attached to the mast on one end and it's attached to the spinnaker on the other end, so that this end of the spinnaker becomes the tack, the fixed portion of the spinnaker, and the other side becomes the clue. What we're attempting to do is take the spinnaker pole and control its position in the boat. We've got the topping lift on the yellow line on the spinnaker, and we've got another line pulling in the opposite direction to keep it in this position relative to the mast. And then we have taken this purple line and hooked it through the loop here and fastened it down here, so that this is no longer a sheet for the spinnaker, but it is a boom vang, a pull down on the spinnaker pole. As the boat begins to jibe, the bowman must first release this so that it is free to become a sheet again. Then he must release this. Then, since the spinnaker pole is too long to pass by the forestay, the bowman has to disconnect it from the mast and then shift. So the spinnaker is beautiful, it's effective, and it's an enormous amount of work, and you're not going to be able to use it without having practice a lot with a partner who can be your bowman.